To be honest, this is too much to take for me because everything was perfect in my life, but suddenly everything is demolished by my girlfriend and my brother. Due to them, now I'm in a very big trouble. I don't know what to do now. I love my parents and brothers so much, but I love my girlfriend too. But my parents telling me to break up with my girlfriend because she physically assaulted my brother, but I don't want to do that. And this is what I'm going to explain you everything in detail. Hi, I introduced my girlfriend to my parents, siblings and extended family on a family to get together on a few days ago. This was the first time I had seen them since the start of the pandemic, and it started out really well, with everyone getting along and having fun that would change as more alcohol was consumed. My girlfriend and brother got into a heated political argument that suddenly escalated to violence, resulting in substantial injuries for both of them. Accounts of who threw the first punch differ, and I frankly don't care as they both actively contributed to the fight and antagonized each other. The fight was eventually broke up when my girlfriend had the clear advantage. My mom screamed at my girlfriend to leave, so we left. I love both my girlfriend and my brother, and I don't blame either of them for the fight, more than I blame the other. My girlfriend also doesn't seem to hold any grudges and is embarrassed by her behavior during the incident. My brother and parents, on the other hand, place 100% of the blame on my girlfriend and demand that I break up with her or they will cut all ties with me. I will not do that, but I want to maintain my relationship with my family and somehow get them to accept my girlfriend and that she would not bear or blame for this incident. And my brother is also demanding that my girlfriend pay for his alleged medical expenses and is threatening to report her to the police if she refuses. My experience of growing up in this town makes me think sexism is in the local police department makes it unlikely that anything would come out of the report, as they would almost certainly refuse to consider the possibility that a woman can assault a man. I have offered to pay off my brother, but my girlfriend refuses to let me to do that and says she will pay him if he can prove that the medical expenses are real. My girlfriend still has clearly visible injuries but did not visit the hospital. I suggested that she go to get her injuries documented, but she doesn't want to do that. I just wish everyone could forget about this and move forward, but writing this makes me think my family is acting unreasonably and perhaps I should just contact with them as they are threatening to do with me. Perhaps growing up with these people makes me blind to how ridiculous their behavior is. I don't know what I should do. Before seeing the update from OP, let's see what would be the advice for OP. I'm sorry for about the situation that you are in. It sounds like a difficult and emotional time for you. Here are some steps you could take. Talk to your family, schedule a time to sit down with your family members who are involved in the incident and have an honest conversation about what happened. Try to be a mediator and find common ground between all parties. Ask them to be open-minded and listen to your perspective as well as your girlfriend's. Remind them the violence is never the answer and that all parties involved should take responsibility for their actions. Encourage your girlfriend to seek medical attention. It's important that your girlfriend gets her injuries documented by a medical professional, as this could be used as evidence in case your brother decides to take legal action against her. If she is resistant, try to talk to her about the potential consequences of not doing so. You should have to choose between your family and your girlfriend, but it's important to establish your boundaries and communicate your expectations. Let your family know that you will not tolerate any disrespect towards your girlfriend and that they need to treat her with the same respect they would expect to receive. If the situation becomes too difficult to handle on your own, consider seeking help from a therapist or a counselor who can provide you with guidance and support. A neutral third party can help mediate conversations and provide coping strategies for dealing with difficult family dynamics. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide what's the best for you and your relationship with your family and girlfriend. Remember to prioritize your own mental health and well-being and try to remain calm and level-headed in the face of conflict. The top advices to OP from the community members are: well, it's actually very important who actually started the physical fight. Imagine your brother pushed her to start it, or on the other hand, your girlfriend throwing a drink on him. Then the other person responding is a more self-defense. But no matter what, both your brother and girlfriend seems like the people you don't want to be with when they get drunk. That's a big deal breaker. People react different when getting drunk. Some people get more happy, some people get more sad, some people get more violent. I can't tell you how many people I cut ties with this because they got violent out of nowhere because of getting drunk. And the last part where you just want everyone to forget about it and move on. I'm sorry to tell you, this is not something you just forget and move on. Your girlfriend and brother are not gonna be able to look each other in the eye anymore. The second opinion is your girlfriend and your older brother get into a fist fight. You are unwilling to say who threw the first punch. Why? You don't actually state what happened while the fight was going on. What did your brother or girlfriend said that caused this to turn violent? Were you just watching your brother and girlfriend fighting? Did you even consider stepping in? Your family is also watching their grown sons fight a woman. They only step in when your girlfriend was winning. This tells me they would have condoned it should be have lost. Your brother is now demanding compensation. Ask for the bill. The fact the only person showing remorse is your girlfriend says that your family is used to this type of behavior. Is this normal? The third opinion is your family will never ever respect your girlfriend or want her around. The fact that your girlfriend hit one of your family members is absolutely disturbing. But it's made worse of that being the first meeting. Yeah, alcohol can change someone's behavior. But she is a functioning adult, and who should know when enough is enough? I would never punch a stranger over the political views, so it would be never even cross my mind to put my hands on my boyfriend's family. That's just incredibly disrespectful and wild. It's fine and dandy that she is apologetic, but the damage has already been done and no apology could ever repair it. If you're not going to break up with her, then give up on the idea of your family trusting her, let alone even liking her. She has already portrayed herself as a violent individual, and you will have no luck changing their minds. Thank you for all the advice and apologies for the vagueness of my original post. I showed it to my girlfriend and she agreed that it was vague and thought I left out important details. I will let her provide these details at the end. You convinced me that it may difficult matter who threw the first punch. Before making the original post, I had heard two mutually exclusive versions of events. One told my girlfriend and one told by my girlfriend and the other one was told by my parents and my brother. It's honestly very hard for me to believe that any of them would lie about something like this. I have since reached out to everyone else who may have ever seen how it started and received two relevant replies. One from my aunt who confirmed my parents' and brother's version, and one from my younger sister, 18 female, who described a scenario similar to what my girlfriend had told me. Everyone who sided with my brother has obviously had the opportunity to talk with them and each other and intentionally or unintentionally each other's story. It's very unlikely that my girlfriend and sister has done that as they don't know each other and my sister would have no reason to lie for my girlfriend. I don't think there is a reasonable explanation for them telling the same story or other than it's the truth. I am therefore almost certain that my brother hit my girlfriend first. My parents have recanted the threat to cut ties with me for not breaking up with my girlfriend, but they are still saying that she is not welcome back to their home and will never be part of our family. I am honestly done with them at this point. She has done everything and more, including being willing to pay for his medical expenses. And my brother refused to even hear her apology, much less makes his own or take any responsibility at all. At this point, I am 100% behind my girlfriend, just as my parents are 100% behind my brother. Many people are commenting on the original post asked if my brother is a racist or assumed that he is after I revealed what the argument was about. I am honestly not sure how to answer that. My brother sometimes repeats racist talking points from TV and social media, especially against Hispanic people. But last year, he was strongly against the deportation of a neighboring family who had immigrated from Mexico. He even suggested that the deportation was a conspiracy to undermine Trump's immigration policy by reporting good people instead of violent criminals. I have never heard my brother use a racial slur or seen him treat anyone differently because of the race. I guess the answer depends on how you define racism. And my girlfriend's comment is, this is what I think happened based on what I remember, assume and I was told afterwards. It's probably not entirely correct. We were all sitting around a big outdoor table. I was sitting between my boyfriend and his brother. We talked about non political things like places we had been or wanted to travel to, but then someone mentioned the protest, and my boyfriend's brother immediately responded by calling the protesters as criminals. I asked what made them criminals and if the cops were also criminals by that definition. I don't remember how he responded, but the argument continued from there. We were drinking progressively more alcohol as we continued to agree, almost like if we were in an unspoken drinking contest. At some point, we both stood up and continued to argue loudly while getting in each other's face. My boyfriend tried to separate us by pulling us away from each other and by attempting to stand between us, but we ignored him and continued. My boyfriend really doesn't like conflict or people screaming, and he was probably very frustrated at the time, so he left and went into the house. We were both angry, and I definitely wanted to punch him, but I still had enough self control to restrain myself. I fully believe in my freedom of speech, and I know that violence is never an acceptable response to someone expressing an opinion. Then he punched me with a closed fist in the face. I don't remember feeling afraid or like I was defending myself. When I hit back, when I felt was a strange mix of hatred and excitement. We traded a few punches, and then one of mine caused him to fall to the ground. I immediately kicked him in the chest and was then pulled away from by his dad. The kick is what I regret the most. It was excessive, dangerous, and completely unnecessary. I kicked someone laying defenselessly on the ground. I didn't feel anything for him until several hours later. I'm terrified of the person I was then, but the person is still me. I did that, but I can't understand why. I was not afraid, and I remember doing it deliberately. I keep thinking about what would have happened if no one was around to stop me after that kick. Would I have kicked him again? How many times? I can't answer those questions, and that's the most terrifying thing. My boyfriend wrote that we had both substantial injuries. I don't think that's true. I had a black eye and some bruises. My boyfriend's brother had a broken rib and a concussion. My injuries were not substantial compared to his, which is why I don't think it's unfair for me to pay for his medical bills. I would have done that even without the threat of reporting me to the police. Some comments on the post indicated that my boyfriend's brother should either be more to blame or should feel ashamed of losing because of his gender. I disagree. Gender should not have done anything to do with this. It's possible that he feels differently and is ashamed of losing to a woman. But I don't think he should feel that way, even with that value system, as it was essentially random. He could just as well have knocked me to the ground with his first punch, but I don't think strength or skills played any significant role.